This video is sponsored by Incogn. So here we are, Graveyard of Empires, and that start screen goes hard. I like it. Let's see what else I like. So we've got a selection of new countries back here. Iran, Afghanistan, Iraq, and over here the British Raj, who haven't moved to the back of the line, because I guess they get 2 DLCs now. Gee whiz. Well, we're gonna be playing as the Raj some other time. I'd say today, let's give the Shah a fair shake, because I love that icon. Glory of Cyprus the Great, and glory we shall have. Now, I could leave Iron Man mode off for this one, mostly because this is pre-release. There's going to be a day 0 patch, yada yada yada. There be bugs here, but I'll take the challenge. Iron Man mode on, so I can get my achievements. Yes! Anyway, historical AI on. Let's get cracking. Welcome to Persia, or Iran, whatever you want to call it, it's here. So, we're gonna start off by putting everyone in Tehran. Let's take a look at this. New and improved massive focus tree. So we got a lot of political stuff over on the left. Then we have a much smaller industry branch, military branch, air, and navy. Right, so today I'm thinking a legacy of greatness has a nice ring to it. You know, an empire to last 1,000 years, non-aligned, monarchist, baby, monarchist. So this does tickle my fancy. What does not tickle my fancy is the Anglo-Iranian oil company, or the rural feudalism, or the Islamic traditions, or the Azerbaijani resistance. Yeah, Iran has some issues. Let's see if we can fix those. Do you ever wonder why you're getting requests from foreign nations asking you to sign pacts of non-aggression, or perhaps scam calls about your extended warranty, maybe even emails from Nigerian princes promising you a fortune? Well, the answer is quite simple. Data brokers. Yep, your personal information is floating around out there on the internet like a sock lost in a laundromat. And it's not just your email. They have everything on you. Your email, your home address, your phone numbers, even details about your family, and honestly, big creepy. That is where today's sponsor, Incogn, comes in. It will be your own personal data bodyguard. Incogn will contact data brokers on your behalf and gets them to delete your information, like they legally have to, so you don't have to spend hundreds of hours doing it yourself. It's also really simple. You simply sign up, tell them whose data to remove, give them the green light to do the legwork in your stead, and behold, removal requests I didn't have to do. Now, this is not just about stopping spam. Spam is one thing, but these data brokers, they will sell your information to anyone, from scammers, shady marketers, even people search sites that let strangers look up your home address. So if you like the idea of keeping your personal information, you know, personal, use my code STEEL for 60% off the annual plan. Hit the link down below. Let's make data brokers' job that little bit harder. Now, I have Persia to conquer. Now, I have been playing around with this for a bit, though this video is not a guide per se. This is me trying to see if I can do it properly. And what I want to do properly is expand the borders of Iran without having to fight everyone. So, bear with me. First off, we're going to be modernizing the country. That would definitely help. So, I have a very specific set of focuses in mind because I want to fight Turkey. Why do I want to fight Turkey? Because they're letting me. They're letting me do it. War plan Xerxes, reclaim the Turkish peninsula. However, Turkey only has like a 35-day window where nobody is guaranteeing them. They start out guaranteed by Romania, and then I think March or April of 39, they drop the guarantee for like 35 days, and then they pick up a guarantee from the Germans and the British, so that just makes it worse. And we are aiming for that window. In that window, we want to make this country great again. Boy, do we have a lot of work cut out for us. So, we are going to be building a lot. I'm going to build a bit of infrastructure in places I have build slots, like here. And then we'll follow up with a couple of civs, and then mills, I guess. I'll trade steel with the Soviets. They'll be my friends for now. That is basically all. I am going to potentially... Do I want to sell these airplanes or use them? Realistically, these are terrible. I don't think I'm going to use them. I might be better off simply selling them. A little bit of extra industrial oomph, even if it's not much, might help early game. There we go. And we are off to the races. So this army we start with 3 infantry, 2 cavalry, and gendarmerie. I'm going to switch them all over to gendarmerie. This gives me a lot of extra equipment, and I'm going to cheesily use that to queue up 3 more gendarmerie on a high priority. Now, this is Mimi. I know. I fully recognize that this is Mimi, but I'm trying to get ahead of events. You'll see. You'll see. Trust me on this. Trust me. Somebody's going to figure out a better way to do it, but trust me on this. So the first order of business is going to be getting some sort of industry for this country. It starts off relatively. I have 4 civs and then get another 6 from exporting oil, which is very nice. So we start off with something, but military, we got 3 mills, which is not necessarily terrible. The problem is you're going to be punching up all the time. Everyone around you that you're going to be bullying is going to bring in other people. Unless you time it perfectly, you're going to be fighting Turkey, who are already more powerful than you. So you're fighting upwards there. If you fight Afghanistan, you're actually punching down. Unfortunately, they have a lot of mountains to hide in, so it's not that easy, though Afghanistan's not the issue. And then any other possibility for expansion is Soviets. Yeah, good luck with that. And allies. So, yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Don't worry. Don't worry. Rapid industrialization will make everything great again. I will drag this nation into the modern era, kicking and screaming if I have to. And we'll force deploy them. That gives us 9 of these gendarmerie, and we're gonna switch them over to basic infantry divisions. We don't have the equipment. We don't need the equipment. The manpower is what matters. You'll see why later. Yay. Next up, power plant. We can have a power plant in this country. Imagine that. The future electricity. The Great Palestinian Revolt. You know, is it just me? Or does this man look like he's considering how my feet would taste? Anyway, as research progresses, let's get more industrial research going. We gotta go. And after we finish the power plant, we'll also get a research bonus to electronics so we can pick up mechanical computing on the cheap. We have to leverage what little strength we have, and I kind of got caught by surprise. Let's go to partial mobilization. The reason being is that all of these guys are really expensive for now, and they will get cheaper. Just not yet. I don't want to spend more than I have to. Hey, power plants. Let's develop some major settlements. People love major settlements. And 100 PP. Let's spend that on a chief of the army. Army offense is always good. So army's not affected by this debuff. So these are not 25% more expensive. I can spend that PP, but I don't want to spend it on these guys until we've done forced secularization. So we're holding off on that for now. But before we do any of the political stuff, we need to have an industry. All right, major settlements. Before we get those, though, I'm going to restructure the army here and expand military factories here. Just because, well, I've timed it. I can afford to pick these up. And the sooner you have mills, the sooner they can start making guns, the more guns you'll have by the time you go to war. All right, army restructured, expand military. Factories are expanded, bada bing, bada boom. And now on to the political side of things. We will do the Pahlavi Imperium. The Imperium of Pahlavi. Let's also go up to limited conscription. We might as well. Political power is going to be spent well, just not yet. Pahlavi Imperium, on to a Legacy of Greatness. Now this is going to start civil unrest timed mission. Part of the reason why we did the army trick and did the industry first is, well, because of that civil unrest. You'll see in a minute. There's our Legacy of Greatness. And now we have a civil war imminent within a year. And these will... There's nothing you can do about it right now, but once we go down this focus, we'll unlock some decisions that will fix the country. Enough for the unrest to magically disappear. We'll pick that up in a bit. First, though, we're going to force secularization. So people will research more quickly and political advisors will be cheaper. Sadabad Pact. Top option, nice. Political power and a non-aggression pact. However, I'm very much planning aggression against Turkey and their army will be larger than mine, so it might be a tad difficult to simply break the pact. So instead, we'll settle for the war support. Yay, we're now a secular nation. Speaking of, let's pick up another research slot. The sooner we do that, the better. We have time before we need to assess the opposition. We also have some political power now. Let's spend it. So what I'm going to be grabbing is the silent workhorse to give us more political power. And the stability guy. Where are you hiding? Where are you hiding? I know you're around here somewhere. Popular figurehead for more stability. Now let's assess the opposition and figure out how to stop them. All right, the opposition. Easy fix is just dissolving parliament. And while we're here, let's do some economic credibility as well. This is why we got that industry early. We need more than 12 factories to be able to do this. We got those factories through the focus tree early on, so that is good. And as soon as we have the political power, we can also prove military prowess. For that, we need 80,000 manpower in the field, which is about 9 divisions, give or take. So that is what we did. Next order of business. The imperial expansionism. So we've got about a year and a half, give or take. We're going to work our way down this tree towards war plan Xerxes and the Turkish peninsula. And we need to take a detour here into Iranian Special Operations, Special Forces Program, and then recruit Bakhtiari Mountain Specialists. Why? It's a cheap way to get mountain infantry without actually having to research it. This basically gives me that thing for free. So we're going to start here because it gives me a military factory, and then we'll pick up the specialists. There's our expansionism. Let's see here. So the Tehran-Moscow pact is nice. It gives us a non-aggression pact with the Soviets. However, I would like to get this later rather than sooner. That way it lasts longer. We are also going to need the Trans-Iranian Railway as well as the Tabriz-Mashhad link. This gives us 2 free supply hubs in places that we definitely want them. And this allows us to get our mountaineers. So let's go and grab our mountaineers first. Then we'll grab our railway and then we'll work towards the war goal. And the civil war is gone, by the way. No more threat of that. All right, this gives us mountain infantry. Brilliant, beautiful, love it. Let's also put it to use. So we're going to elevate the mountaineers, rough terrain specialists, battlefield intelligence, and mountain artillery. That's a nice start. Let's go and get our train. We'll get the Trans-Iranian Railway to Tabriz. That should give us a supply hub there, which will be vital for fighting Turkey. And it will give us a supply hub there, which will be very helpful for fighting Afghanistan. Trans-Iranian Railway and the link to Mashhad. All right, we have a little bit of army experience here. Let's work on our mountaineers. So we are going to make these 25 width, making them optimal for mountains. I don't care what the Reddit says. I want them at 25 width for the mountains. So something like this. 25 with mountaineers, a little bit of artillery. The artillery is not optimal. Stop it. I don't care. I like this. Anyway, once we get some more army experience, we will be adding rangers, obviously, engineers, support artillery, and support anti-air. Of course, we can't get that yet, but all in due time. All in due time. So we're going to be demanding Iraqi and Afghan territory. It's going to depend on the sizes of their armies. So if our army's bigger than theirs, which it most certainly is, we can bully them into giving us their stuff. So we're going to demand Iraqi territory first this game because they have at most 9 divisions. I outclass them. The Afghans have at most 16 divisions. I would need to deploy a couple more to make that happen. But I think we can, make that happen in a little bit. Speaking of, let's get towed artillery in there, as well as some rangers. Anyway, let's see if our new railway is here. Yep, we have a railway in Tabriz, and we have here in Mashhad. That helps. It helps. It's July of 38, so we have about 6-ish months to get this done, which should be fine. That's 70 days, 35, so 100. Yes, I think we make it. All right, Iraq signs over like half of their country. Let's go to Afghanistan next. So they've given us Mosul, which has some oil. It's nice enough, but they've also given us Al-Basra, which is where the majority of their industry is located, which is very nice. It should be a nice boost if we can at some point core that. Be lovely. Jovely. Now we are going to set this to civilian oversight. Well, just going to set everything to civilian oversight. No, local police force. We'll set everything to local police force. We are going to be needing some compliance down the road. Don't want to be shooting everyone in that place. And we're going to switch this over to the cavalry for garrisons. Cavalry being this, it's fine as an occupation force. And we're also going to be banking political power so we can go up to that war economy, though I'm afraid we might not have the war support required. and up to limited conscription. No, extensive conscription, my bad. Let's pick up the transport ships, which will be helpful if we want to take out Greece. There's an achievement here to control all Greek cores, and if we want to take out Greece early, after we've dealt with Turkey, of course, we're going to need transports, because fighting your way through Alexandropolis to Thessaloniki is going to take a long time. If you can just naval invade around Athens, it's so much easier. There are two thoughts I have on this. Maybe I try to break through to Kars and steal the supply there using that. Or we try to break through in the south and punch up to Erzurum and go for an encirclement that way. It's going to depend on just how badly I can hurt the Turks. Not entirely sure just what potential we have here, so we'll see. One thing I can do is get a little pocket going there. So I do want that little pocket there. The Afghan territory is about to be demanded. Their army is, on paper, about the same size. If I force deploy these guys, it should be smaller. So we'll force deploy them, keep exercising them so they're not green, and go from there. And they agree. Fine. So we get 2 slices of Afghanistan. They're worthless. Farah has nothing. Herat does have something, so not quite worthless. Unfortunately, to consume the rest of Afghanistan is going to be a bit of an issue. It's all deserts and mountains. It has a bit of impassable terrain and quite literally no supply to get to Kabul. This might require some finesse. I'm sure we'll figure it out. Just not yet. Next up, War Plan Xerxes. This is pretty cool. It's going to give us a little bit of war support. It's going to hurt our stability, but we will have a pretty significant attack bonus against Turkey. Very helpful. Now, King Xerxes, the 4th king of kings of the Achaemenid Empire, will lead us to victory. In his name, we shall conquer. All right, so we've got 21 basic infantry divisions, and we got 3 more in training. I think we can make this work. We're a couple of guns short still, so we're lacking 5,000 guns and a little bit of anti-air, but I think we can make this work. Now, what I might want to pick up, though, could be trains. I have a train problem. I need 12 and I only have 7. I'll just buy some. Good Soviet trains. If there's one thing the Soviets know how to do is trains. Let's reclaim the Turkish peninsula. 35 days. They currently still have their guarantee. If my math is correct, it should drop soon. And if it doesn't, we'll have another 35 days to quickly pick up like the Immortal Legion for a couple of extra units. Or something else like a literacy campaign. Or even a unification initiative, which will lead us down to clamping down on some dissidents. Always want to clamp down on those dissidents. Alright, Turkish peninsula ready to be reclaimed. They still have their guarantee, which means I'm about 35 days off. It is early January. My math was off, but it was positively off. We get a war goal that lasts, well, forever. It doesn't go away, so it doesn't matter right now. Meaning I have a little bit of extra time that I could use to either establish the Immortal Legion, which is pretty cool, or I could assassinate the Shah. Let's hold off on the assassination. Let's work on the Immortal Legions. A couple of extra troops would be helpful. So my plan here is basically to encircle this tile using my mountaineers to take Hakkari and the tile above it. That's going to cut down 3 Turkish divisions, and then we'll see if there's gaps in the Turkish line I can exploit. Either I punch to Gizir or whatever this place is called, and then try to spread out, make the line longer, or I try to punch up through here towards Kars, take that supply hub and use that as a staging ground to take the rest of Turkey. All right, Mortal Legion established. There we go. The guarantee has dropped off. They are now doing their focus, or is it reconfigure foreign policy? No, they've done reconfigure foreign policy. And they're going to be grabbing their guarantees here from the Anglo-Turkish Agreement and the German-Turkish Friendship Treaty. That gives us 35 days without a guarantee. We'll need to declare the war now. These Immortal Legions will bring straight to the fight. I'm going to cancel that and those 2. And we'll simply take these guys. So we'll take one of them, convert them into basic infantry onto the front lines. These 2 will convert into mountaineer divisions onto the front lines, gentlemen. I'm 1,000 guns short, 180 artillery pieces short, and I am about to pick a fight with someone much bigger than myself. Time for the unification initiative. Declare that war and get on my knees and pray. Gonna need the manpower from limited conscription onto extensive conscription. Slow the game down. Try to make this work. So we'll launch an attack there. We'll launch an attack there. Mountaineers should be able to break through. And we'll launch pinning attacks on the flanks to make sure that nobody is going to reinforce those 2 tiles. The goal will be to destroy these 3 divisions and then evaluate our options. Now, they might hit last stand. The AI loves to hit last stand. That would be annoying. Not much I can do about that. Now, these guys into that tile, the more damage we can do here, the better. And breakthrough is being achieved. Good. All right, we're through on that front. Let's keep moving. This guy's working his way up north nicely. Rest of the infantry should be following behind. If we can get it's like 8 here, that will be 10 divisions we can potentially encircle if we move on and pin them. I'd pin them. And this guy moves into Kars. With that, I should build a railway up there so I can immediately link it into the railway network. If that works. No, they pinned him. No, you bastards. We're so close. He should still win that battle. He can pierce the tank, so he should be able to go up to Kars. And these guys, pinning attacks there, attack into Batman. All right, so far so good. I'd say this is going really well. Okay, so we've got 10 of Turkey's divisions encircled. That is a more than respectable start. We'll force them into those 2 tiles, surround them with the Mountaineers. All right, we can... Yeah, we're on to something here. We're on to something. Over here, that's another opportunity to walk a little bit. So we'll go through there. Try to take the supply hubs away from them. Turkey will capitulate late because we need a whole bunch of their VPs. But this is a good breakthrough. Maybe we can get a couple more of their divisions encircled. The Turkish army is larger than ours, meaning we have to play our cards right to defeat them. But we should be able to really whittle them down with these encirclements. Just need to be clever about this. And that is them pushed into 1 tile up there. So that is 10 divisions bunched up. I'll leave 1, 2, 3, 4 divisions behind to encircle them. This guy's going to get pushed off the tile, allowing these guys to unencircle themselves. Unacceptable. So we're going to last stand him. Walk an additional unit in there. So Turkish army has already taken 50,000 losses. So that is 10 divisions there, a division there. That was 2 divisions, I think. And then we'll trap them here. All right, unification initiative hurts our stability for a little bit. Get more PP, which is nice, and then we'll clamp down on some resistance. That should give us a total of 20 war support, which would put us over 50, and a total of 20 stability, which would put us, well, nowhere near what we need. So we'll keep the political power banked just in case we ever get around war economy. If we get the terrible event that's going to cost us all of our political power, I'll quickly and efficiently spend it on some raids. I think they're at that point where they don't really have enough troops to cover the full border. And, yeah, that's Ankara. Sweet. Yeah, the AI is starting to lose it. They have no idea what to do, where to go. They're getting divisions encircled left, right, and center. Repositioning is costing them the majority of their troops. And they're freaking out at this point. They're freaking out. So these guys are still trapped. We've destroyed the division in Trabzon. 140,000 units gone, reduced to atoms. That is not good for Turkey coin. All right, so some of their divisions are starting to pull together again. We've got to encircle a few more of them, but confident that we've got this. That is another armor division gone. Good. Holding. That's a tank there. That's never going to see the light of day again. And it's gone. That's a trip to Izmir. And we'll use the supply there to head to Bursa, Istanbul. That should be it. Snakes, boys. Operation Snake is go. It is go time. All right, we've got the Kurdish resistance down. Let's get the Azerbaijani resistance as well. Well, we're close. That's not bad. Still no strikes. And we have a little bit of stability again. We might actually win the war without getting strikes. Now, that is incredibly random and not at all guaranteed to happen, so don't bank on it. I was quite certain I would get hit by strikes, and it may still happen. We're not out of the woods yet, but it's looking favorable. Very favorable. There we go. We're simply going to take the entire Turkish fleet and annex all of Turkey. Confirm and exit. Look at beautiful Iran. It's May 39. Let's, once world tension allows, we're going to justify a war goal on Greece. If we can kill Greece quickly, we can take all of Greece's stuff, all of their cores, and get ourselves an achievement. Like that's it. That's all it gets you, is an achievement. So stability is fixed, war support's fixed, we're going to clamp down on the resistance, and we are going to be building a lot more troops. We're going to make a lot more factories. We are going to get this country into fighting shape. Now we have a lot of occupied territory. Fortunately, as soon as we have... Actually, we're going to stop clamping down on the resistance. That can wait. We're going to go here, reintegrate Anatolian territory. This will allow us to core Turkey. Step by step, state by state. It's expensive. It's going to cost a lot of political power, but political power is one of those things we actually have quite a bit of. So we're going to run with that. No, in hindsight, let's finish down clamping on the resistance. That gives us more stability. We can bank more political power while we're going there, and then reintegrate Anatolia afterwards. So we can spend a lot of political power at once. Next step is going to be Greece. Mountaineers are going to start pushing up through the north, and then I'm going to launch a naval invasion of southern Greece through, let's say, Izmir, and we're going to hit them around Athens as well. And then, Lord willing, we'll try an invasion near Heraklion or Khania. Alright, the Azerbaijani have gone away. Anatolian territory next. World tension is still not where I need it. We're getting closer. Guaranteed by Romania, but that goes away. Alright, there we go. Time to reintegrate some cores. So every single state can be cored for 75 political power each. Pretty steep. It only takes about 30 days. Costs more political power on the way in. It seems worth it. We'll just cherry pick what we want. Now, naturally, Istanbul has the manpower, has the factories, so I'll be taking that. I believe Ankara, yes, very valuable. I'll take that. And I guess we'll also pick up Bursa, more factories, and some dockyards. Very nice. Now, next up, literacy and research slot. I've also changed my mind about Greece. We're gonna try a different approach. We'll leave 2 divisions on these straight crossings here and here. That should be fine. And then we'll launch our naval invasions from other ports, just to be sure that, well, we can actually launch the naval invasions, because very often the AI is gonna constantly pin you in place with with attacks, making it rather annoying to deal with. So we'll try something like this. This should work, yeah. Yeah, we'll wait until October to justify this war goal. Alright, we're no longer illiterate. Let's open a museum. Nice way to celebrate. This gives us another political advisor, which will be quite useful. More research speed and more political power gain. I am way too late with this. Oops, I need to start justifying and doing it. Nah, crap. I waited too long. And I wasted that political power now. Great, I'm an idiot. I got so caught up in playing around. Everything's fine. We'll justify a war goal. We'll conquer the Aegean Islands. Let's go. Let's go. Should still be able to line this up. All right, got our research slot. I'll take a quick trip over here and kickstart the White Revolution. This is going to cost us about a total of 25, 26 stability, but it's going to lead us to some nice industrial bonuses I think are going to be worth it. I think. And we'll be able to offset the stability loss by going down the assassination of Reza Shah. So, spoiler alert, this guy will die. Let's declare that war, call nobody in. We'll try to get to Thessaloniki in the north. That's going to be a wash. Very unlikely to happen. These guys are going to be pinning... Well, don't really need to do much pinning. Hopefully keeping these guys contained. We have the Green Seas, and now we are going to invade Greece all over the place. Hopefully drawing them in every which way. All of our naval invasions are underway. If we can seize Athens and the area around it, we'll already have 1 foot in the door. Should be able to seize Greece's port. Alright, we'll fail around Heraklion. That's unfortunate. At least we'll be able to take Athens. And we've seized the area. Great, let's funnel more troops in. Up and up here, we've also broken through. Let's grab that supply hub. And we've seized Thessaloniki. Sweet. Well, we've essentially won, I guess. Unless we actually have to take Heraklion or something. That's going to be annoying. And there go the Greeks. Sweet. I'll take all their stuff, and I'll take their navy. Pretty sweet. Unfortunately, become the owner of all Greek core states, which includes this. It includes the Dodecanese Islands. Pain. Pain into my soul. Ah. At this point, the goal will be get more troops, get bigger, get stronger, because we have a whole lot of ports that need defending, and a whole lot of borders that will soon need defending. Because we have undoubtedly can expect Soviet invasion combined with a British invasion, and then we still have to invade Afghanistan. National Bank strengthened. Time to shoot the Shah. Always a good plan. And then we'll hire the central bank. 20% research beat for industry, 10% consumer goods factor. It's very cheap as well, so I'd say that's worth it. A very sad day for Iran, but good for our stability. Let's go on to his father's footsteps. In hindsight, it might not have been a terrible idea to go up another conscription law, but should be able to get manpower through coring this territory. Oh, we can wait with getting more stability. We will get some eventually. Now, I would like to see if we can get a deal going with Indus. Well, the Raj, I should say, and then, of course, usurping the Kingdom of Afghanistan, a war goal on Afghanistan. All right, war plan Darius, time to get a foothold in the Indus. If they like us well enough, they should just sign this place over. South Balochistan as well as North Balochistan. Oh, great. The Imro is back. I hate that event. I hate the entire premise of the Bulgarian DLC, and I never want to have to deal with it again. It is the most annoying thing I have to deal with. Just suppress them, and then we'll destroy them, and it will be gone. Does Afghanistan want investment? Yes or no? No? And we're gonna invade them anyway, so why should I give them anything? Alright, they want to sell Balochistan. That's really not that bad. A year of extra consumer goods, I'll take it. Or I just straight up declare war. Bit risky, or do nothing. I'll buy it. It'll give me opportunities and a foothold in the Indus, which I will very gratefully use and or abuse to deal, there we go, with Afghanistan. Let's usurp the Kingdom of Afghanistan then, shall we? Right, to fight Afghanistan, we're gonna do the usual trick of trying to let them walk into our territory, spread themselves thin, walk away from their supply hubs, and then, counterattack, grab the heart, because this is a terrible place to conquer. There's only one supply hub, and it's in Kabul, and it's all mountains and deserts. They call this the Graveyard of Empires for a reason. It's a pain in the ass to conquer, a pain in the ass to hold, and there's really no point to it other than making your map, your name look a bit bigger on a map, which is a whole reason we're playing this, so I'm happy with that. Stability is ticking down though, that is unfortunate. It was to be expected. Kingdom is usurped. Let's go find some stability. Also, Afghanistan, was nice knowing you, but goodbye. Shouldn't be able to join the allies, so this should be fine. Just gonna let them walk out, see what they do. And in theory, my mountaineers should be more than powerful enough to deal with, well, whatever they have here. So we'll see how this goes. Realistically, though, they are no match for the Shah's army, so once we can get spreading out, we should be able to handle them quite handily. Keep pressing on them as they're retreating, and they shouldn't be able to... Ooh, that's a lot of... that's a lot of units. I was gonna say, and they shouldn't be able to establish a new foothold. They immediately establish a new foothold, so that's the end of that. It's okay. It's okay. We keep pushing. We will gradually make our way to Kabul, where the supply is located. And the city is seized, along with the only supply hub in the country. We'll plug that into the network. Let's see. They're as good as dead. I need to take Faran. Just get it over with. Just get it over with, gentlemen. Oh, and they had a land warfare facility. Don't mind if I do. And I think we'll take Kunduz. A lot of people are going to have some really bad flashbacks to that region, but there we go. Select all. Annex, confirm and exit. That's a pretty nice looking Iran. Are we Achaemenid Empire levels yet? Maybe not quite. Maybe not quite. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Time to man the borders. Well, at this point, we have a choice to make. We can either choose to go to war with the Allies and eventually the Soviets, who will knock on our door, or we wait for the British to go to war with us. Well, the Soviets as well, because they will invade Iran on historical. This is historical. So at some point, they are going to invade us through, what is it, Southern Thrust? No, preemptive invasion of Iran. So that's gonna be a while. So I'd say we take the time now, sit back, relax, build up for the inevitable showdown, and then fight back. Or we see an opportunity and we exploit that. We can do that as well. Either way, we need to build up the army. The army, as it stands, is not quite up to the task. Well, Germany's done a thing. That's usually a good indication that I need to be ready to do a thing as well. Need to shore up my Soviet border. Need to... this is mostly shored up. A couple of extra troops wouldn't go amiss. I need to shore up my ports. I'm tempted to just ship a navy into the Black Sea and at least control that. Or I put my navy here and control this region. Now, if I put them in the Black Sea... at least I know that the Soviets won't naval invade me, and I can just focus on getting, backdoored heavily by the Allies, because this navy's not going to stop anything. Realistically, I'm going to pick up some war goals, so we're ready to go in. I think we'll be able to do this quickly and effectively with their backs turned, though the British are becoming somewhat alarmed, I suppose, by my maneuvering. Just get everyone into position, start building planning bonuses here and or there, get everyone trained, make sure all these bases are covered, or as covered as they can be. I'm tempted to just sign over Greece to its own little puppet. I don't think Italy is going to come in and invade it again. I don't think they have that war goal now. I think we're past that point. It would mean I have far less stuff to deal with, and I can reintegrate them later for the achievement if I so chose. And the US has just joined the Allies. And of course the AI being what it is. And Paradox keeps saying, the AI doesn't focus the player. I call bullshit. I call bullshit. Look at what they're stacking in the middle of the desert to focus on little old me just because I have a war goal. They're fighting an active war with the Axis, but they prefer to stack on my border rather than try to fight the Germans or the Italians or anyone else. They're throwing everything at my border. And I find that incredibly annoying and insulting, because you're playing as a nation that has to come from very humble beginnings and punching up no matter what direction you expand in. You go north, it's the Soviets. You go east or west, it's the Allies. You go south, it's the Allies. You are fighting giants no matter where you go, and they insist on making the AI single you out for all their attention. Anyway, I think it's gonna be now or never. The Soviets are gonna come for us eventually. Before that happens, I need to have consolidated some borders. So hopefully deal with the Middle East. I want to say quickly, but there will be nothing quickly about this. This is going to be a painful experience all around. I cannot deal with this quickly. We'll just have to try. Over here, we'll see if we can get up to the Indus River and solidify a front line there. The north is wide open. I have no more manpower. I will go up conscription laws to get more troops out eventually, but for the time being, I'm all mobilized out. Time to declare war on this British puppet. Yep, that's gonna be great. And that puppet, and then that puppet. All of the puppets. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, they got so many divisions here. This is, more than likely a mistake. No, fucked up. I cannot... I don't think I can win this, honestly. We'll see. We'll do our best. It's really all I can do. And the Soviets are now doing their thing. Sweet. There's nothing for it. I've completely mishandled this. Soviets are going to do their operation. I am incredibly overstretched. I don't have manpower. I don't have political power. Nobody wants to be in their faction. When they do their operation, I will actually not even be able to join a faction. I'm fucked. I've effectively fucked myself here. Hello, I'll take that faction invite. And that's instant naval invasion. I'll start by killing the French at least. It's a good couple of divisions in Aleppo. And then we'll move through on south towards Beirut and Damascus. Oh no, I'm already getting kicked around in Iraq. You had to be like this. Okay, so apparently they've decided not to garrison this area whatsoever. In which case, I'm going to walk further north. Well, at least we got local air superiority. The Lebanese Republic has capitulated. Huzzah. Oh, it looks like there's a freedom train. Well, an oppression train coming to help me out, boys. Yes. Yes. Feed me your troops, gentlemen. All right, there goes the Republic of Syria. Great. From Damascus, we head further south All right, so we are taking them out. The enemy, that is. Slowly, slowly, slowly. And on to Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. That should take out the Mandate of Palestine and the man who's looking to see if he can taste my feet. All right, Mandatory Palestine is down and out. Oh, thank God for that. So this is almost mopped up. Kuwait is out and down for the count. Well, at least I have a cool color now. The Third Persian Empire, looking stylish, looking hot. Let's grab all the good stuff I can get. Ooh, more more manpower, more stability. Yeah, let's go grab some manpower here. Maybe civil rights will help me out. Save me, civil rights. You're my only hope.
This is our most desperate hour. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Pressure from the Soviet Union. What's this? They want me to become a puppet of the Soviet Union. I would leave the Axis, immediately join the Comintern. That's not very likely. The bottom option might lead to war. I think I'm in a position where I can resist that war. All right, British Iraq is dead. That means I got a bunch of Brits starving in the desert here. Let's see if we can kill them off. How are we doing over here? Well, we've made it to the Indus River, which is lovely. If I can free up divisions, I might be able to push into the Raj, take that out. It's gonna depend on what the Soviets do, but if the Soviets at some point become a non-issue, I can focus on taking out the Raj and see if I can springboard across the Suez here somehow. All right, sweet. That is another port secured. See if we can get roads next. It's a bit of pain in the ass, but let's see. With Iraq under control, I have the enemy bunched up near the Suez. Can't get across that yet. I am making inroads into the Soviet Union after Stalin foolishly declared war on me. After we finish the Emperor for the People, which I foolishly started, we can do the fight for Iran, where we can force potentially war reparations off the people who attacked me. We will send our enemies an event that demands peace and war reparations in the form of factories and a debuff. If the country is a direct neighbor to us, they will instead cede border territory to us. I kinda wanna see what that does. We did it, Patrick! We saved Italy. Alright, so that's been fun. Italy secured. The Mountaineers did their job. We're pushing well into India. I'm battle planning. It's not what I would call optimal, but it's getting done. Might just bring the Mountaineers over there as well. Well, British Burma has capitulated. That's good, and the Raj is on its knees. Almost there. I guess we'll need to take Madras, Bangalore, Mysore, and then I think we can crack them. Yeah, no way. They've hit Greater German Reich, though they've got their new cosmetic tag. Congratulations, Germany. So the Raj, 96%, Soviets, 96% of the way to capitulation. So it's gonna be taking Kazan and probably a little bit more. But yeah, Germany, ooh, baby, looking hot. And the British Raj has fallen. That is a lot of little disgusting pockets that we need to clean up. Alright, that's 1% recruitable pop, and we'll get another 1.5 from an empire to last 1,000 years, and we will be known as the Great Persian Empire. I'm gonna see if I can make a push into Egypt next. I've built a supply hub. I just need to get across this damn river. I don't have marines. That would make it maybe not trivial, but at least easy-ish. Without marines, though, yeah. Alright, we'll get the marines into position. I'll bring them to Beirut and do a little bit of exercising until they're level 3, then bring them up to the border and see if I can get across with maybe like a force attack or some extra CAS. We're trading very well in the air, so at least we might be able to get green air if I can leverage all of my air forces to this place. And that is another 35-ish, well, maybe 40 divisions in total. Trapped and surrounded. They're gonna feel that. Sultanate of Muscat had 25 divisions here. I'm impressed they even had 25 divisions. Gotta be honest. Oh, there goes the Soviet Union. That is great news. Let's secure the border region if we can, shall we? I think that's about all I'm willing to take here. See if they got any ships I can borrow. No. No, they're too expensive. Well, in that case, I'm gonna pass a couple of times. I'll let the Germans deal with Stalin's nonsense and call it a day. Beautiful. I hardly did anything there, and that is the Soviets taken out of the equation. Unfortunately, that means I don't think I can now continue on that focus tree that stops the war, because I'm no longer in a defensive war. Damn, that's unfortunate. I guess we'll see if we can achieve some of our war aims. If I can seize Egypt, that's probably the extent of it. That's probably all I'm willing to do. It's just too much otherwise. We'll seize Egypt and call it a day, shall we? Oh, I'd say seize Egypt. Getting across that river is going to be a mighty pain in the ass. All right, let's give this another go. You know what? I'm going to be balls out. Forced attack. See what happens. I've got air up. Let's see if we can get across. Very little else to do other than try to attack here. So the air power is helping. That's a nice bit of CAS, but not looking like we'll be able to punch no, it's not looking like we'll be able to get across here, honestly. Meanwhile, Vichy France has joined the war and has immediately started losing. Germany, yeah, Germany's got all... Why is Germany at war with China? What? Well, Germany's now at war with China, which should be fun for the whole family. And Japan has lost most of mainland. Great. I'll need Marines. It's the only realistic way. Or I need to draw them out and then counterattack, which also not ideal. We'll see. Yeah, getting across the Suez is just an overall all-out painful experience. I've got a lot of CAS. It does. I mean, it tries. It genuinely tries, but I don't think it's... can we? Yes! Sorry about that. But yes, we got into Port Said. That means we have a shot. I'll barrel these guys right down south, if the weather permitting. And the other infantry army I had backed up over there. Move in, assist. We are go. We are go. We are live. This is now no longer a drill. This is not a drill. We are doing it. Yeah. All right, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for it.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
With air power, we are going to make this a reality. I wonder if I can integrate parts of Egypt if I conquer them. Let's get to Alexandria. Go. Just go. Let's go, you bastards. Well, there we go. 1943, and the Great Persian Empire has pretty much conquered all there is to conquer. I could go and make a trip to Saudi Arabia, I suppose. Wouldn't be too difficult, but I'd say at this point, we've won. I mean, we've achieved all of our territorial ambitions. I wouldn't know where else to go. One thing I am a little disappointed in is the Memphis Initiative. It doesn't seem to do anything. It says it unlocks decisions which allow us to integrate conquered territories into our nation. None of them work. Nothing works except for the Turkey decisions, and they are not at all related to that focus. So I have no idea what's going on. I don't know why none of that's working. So I think this is a nice place to leave it at. A beautiful, great Persian Empire stretching from Burma all the way to Greece. We have Egypt all inclusive. I've also reached the devs and got confirmation that this is patched. This is fixed for release, so this is just my problem. You shouldn't have this, and we can core Egypt and many other conquered peoples. I actually really like this Persia run. There's many more things to do, but when you are given the option of monarchist, you play monarchist. You simply play monarchist. So I had a lot of fun with this. I hope you guys have a lot of fun with it as well, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. By the way, if you are looking to pick up this DLC, I have a link down below. It gives you a Steam key directly from Paradox, and in exchange for bringing you to them, I get a cut of the sale. So if you're looking for that, check it out. Anyway, enjoy the next video. And thanks again to Incogn for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to check out the link down below for 60% off the annual plan.